Hello guys, we have a full slate of games for this MLB slate on Wednesday, June 29th. Only have one pitching play, but I do like a lot of these hitting props. The one pitcher play is going to be Hunter Green over 27.5 here against the Cubs. This game is going to be in Wrigley, which is actually going to be good because Green, he plays for Cincy. Cincy with that stadium, it's just a launch pad. It's ranked the best hitters ballpark, so he's going to go into Wrigley now, a very wind-sensitive ballpark. And for the win today, this game in Wrigley, the winds are going to be blowing in, and the wind's going to be blowing in at 8 miles, 72 degrees. Cubs are favored, but it's not like by a big margin, so I certainly think Green can still be eligible for the win. And Green, he's a fastball slider guy. He has tremendous strikeout stuff. Looking at the Cubs, they do strike out. The K rate for them is 22.8% this year. So it looks like to be a good strikeout matchup for him. The Cubs are pretty right-handed heavy as well. So hopefully he doesn't put too many guys on, allow a solo or allow home runs, because that is a concern for him. But I do think this one just, it feels pretty good because of Wrigley Field, how it plays when the winds are blowing in. It just favors the pitchers. The next one's going to be hitter fantasy score. We're going to go with actually a pair of teammates, Whit Merrifield and Bobby Witt, 7.5 and 7. I'm going to take the overs for both of them. This is a very good stolen base spot. So pulling up stolen bases. This is 2019 through June 6th, 2022. So they're going to be facing Dan Dunning. Dan Dunning's allowed 11, only 2 caught stealing for 84.6%. So it's a really good stolen base matchup for them. And these two guys, they love to run. They hit first and third, so there's definitely a good shot that they can be on base together. And then, of course, that's a double steal. Both guys get 5 points. Jonah Heim, we talked about him. He's a good framing catcher, one of the best in the league. But as far as pop time, catching, runner stealing, he's not that great. So with a pitcher that doesn't limit the run game, it looks to be a good spot. And just overall, even if they don't steal a base, they can still do it along with hitting. It's because you get both of those games in there. These two guys are speedsters. Looking at back here for the lineup. So this game going to be in Kansas City. And Dane Dunning struggles on the road. The winds are going to be blowing out at 9 miles, 87 degrees. These two guys, Bobby Witt more so. He does have power. Whit Merrifield not so much, but these guys have speed. They can put the ball in the gap. This is a good ballpark for triples. So yeah, it just feels like this is a good spot when you add in the stolen base potential. And then the next two plays are actually going to be the same thing. We're targeting guys that will allow stolen bases, but we don't need them because they can just get it done with the hitting. And that's going to be George Springer and Bo Bichette, 7 and 6.5, both overs. Taking on Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta, he has been good this year, but he's due for some negative regression. His expected ERA is pretty high, or not just higher compared to what his actual ERA is. He throws the fastball, curveball mainly, slider, third, and then his splits. You look at what he allows against righties. This is a very heavy right-handed team. 15 homers last year, kind of reverse in the power, or maybe not because you're going to be facing more righties, but the power, obviously, he's going to give it up. And then looking at splits, he actually, last year he was better at away. This year, he's better at home, of course, but this year he is with the Red Sox. So it's a different situation. And just talking about Witt over there in Kansas City, Springer and Bichette, both of these guys run. They're not as fleet-footed as those guys, but these two are definitely much better hitters. So when you're comparing that, I really like Springer and Bichette. And then also the BVP numbers for these guys, if you're into that, they have really solid numbers against Pivetta. So this just looks to be too low of the projection. I think it's kind of saying that Pivetta is a very good pitcher, but he really isn't going to be according to the underlying numbers. And then another one is going to be Jose Ramirez, 8.5 for the over. He also is in a very good spot against Dylan Bundy. One thing about Bundy is he does not walk guys, so that more so helps for total bases, but that probably means Ramirez will be able to swing the bat each time he's up to the plate against Bundy. And Dylan Bundy, he does not have strikeout stuff anymore. Ramirez has really good numbers against Dylan Bundy, and this is a very good stolen base spot. Looking at how many stolen bases Bundy's allowed, he's up there. 32 allowed versus 3 caught. 91.4% success rate. So this is absolutely elite. Ramirez runs Rosario, of course, if you're going for that, but I want the better hitter in Ramirez. Also, just looking at the pitch types, Ramirez does hit Bundy. Well, I mean, he's just a great hitter, but Ramirez, the spot, batting lefty, better side, extra power, and Bundy struggles on the road too. And then on to total bases. So it's going to come from the Yankees for these two plays. And they're taking on Cole Irvin Yankees are at home. So Cole Irvin, his walk rate, it's really low, 77 percentile. So hopefully that means Judge and Stanton don't walk. Always a shot that they even get intentionally walked. But Goldschmidt, of course, today he got walked. And that's a very important at bat that we lost. So hopefully that means Stanton, Judge, they're going to be able to hit off of Irvin. And Irvin is just, I mean, home runs this year, he's allowed 7, but like last year, you look at the home runs allowed against righties, he allows a ton of power. And this ballpark, Yankee Stadium, it is so good for home runs. So I really like total bases for Judge and Stanton. Historically, Stanton's been the guy to target against lefties, but Judge is really good against lefties. And both these guys are two of the best power hitters in the game. So I'm going to be playing both of these guys pretty equal in my opinion. Probably side with Judge just because he's been the MVP pretty much for this year. And then hits and walks, there are actually a lot that I like for this category today. First one's going to be Josh Bell. Josh Bell walks at one of the higher rates in the league, taking on Mitch Keller, who is someone that will walk guys. His walk percentile, 33, and he doesn't strike guys out. Josh Bell in general, he does not strike out that much anyway, but fastball, slider, sinker, and then the curve and changeup a little bit. So then you compare that to Josh Bell, and also, of course, Bell is a switch hitter. He has a 78 percentile, it's ranked 78th percentile in the walks, only 13.4 K. But then you look at the pitches, right? All those pitches right there, it's his highest run value. So it's a very good spot. Expected batting average for those pitches are very high. So this looks like a very solid spot for Josh Bell for the over here. And then another over is going to be Dansby Swanson, 1.5. Taking on Ranger Suarez. Suarez, another pitcher that does walk guys. He too will get the platoon advantage. And for Suarez, his number is 29 percentile. He's just not missing bats this year. Limiting hard hits, but we're only taking hits and walks. So Swanson, yeah, we don't need a double or a home run there. Sinker, change, fastball for him. And then looking at Swanson, he definitely hits lefties better. Walk rate, it's in the middle, pretty much average there, right in there, 50 percentile. But sinker, he's been solid, three run value there. He really doesn't have like a huge weakness. I would say it's the curve, but Suarez does not throw the curve. So that's a very big plus here for Swanson. Also hits second in the lineup, so gonna get a lot of at bats. Looking at the splits, there you go. It's lefties. And then this one is actually going to be an under, Ahmed Rosario. So the reasoning for this one is Dylan Bundy has a 3% walk rate, and Ahmed Rosario just doesn't really walk. His walk rate here, 7th percentile only. It's 4.4%. He just swings the bat. He puts the ball in play usually, so we're probably going to be relying on him to have to get 2 hits. And he can do that, but he's a 282 hitter, not bad, but when you're not going to be walking, it definitely hurts this category, because the reasoning for this category is you want someone to be able to walk or not walk, whether you're taking the over or the under. So I think Rosario is a pretty good under here. And then runs and RBIs. There are 3. First one's going to be a lock. Adolis Garcia, 0.5, taking on Zach Greinke. Greinke does not strike anyone out. It's been a theme for him for quite some time now. And Adolis' problem is that he strikes out. So if we're going to be able to see him put the ball in play all of his at-bats, that is huge. He's a big-time hard hit guy. And something very important is the guys that are going to be hitting around him, Corey Seager and Cole Calhoun, they have tremendous numbers against Zach Greinke, meaning they're going to get on base ahead of him, and then when Adolis gets on base, they're going to be able to drive him in. So that's just very good. That's the kind of lineup that you want Adolis to be in. And again, talked about the weather for Kansas City. It's just very good hitter-friendly weather here. The next one, Julio Rodriguez, over as well. For him, though, you got to monitor if he's going to get suspended. All the Mariners appealed, but we don't know when the decisions will come out. So if you want to use your 5K entry, I would suggest you wait. You don't want a DNP here, so don't take this one. But if you're just using a regular entry, he looks pretty good against Austin Voth opening. As long as he's playing and his teammates are also playing at full strength, I do like this one. And then Trey Mancini, I like this one as well. For the over against Seattle, Chris Flexen, just not a good pitcher. He's better at home, but Mancini, he's the best hitter on this team. He got the day off on Tuesday, so he's rested, and I just like the idea of Mancini being able to put the ball in play, not have to worry about strikeouts, hopefully, against Chris Flexen. So I'm going to take the over, but favorite one's going to be Adolis, and then I would say the second favorite play is Bo Bichette over 6.5 if you do want to pair those together. So that's it for the video, guys. I'm actually really liking some of these plays, especially for just the base stealing upside in those guys. I think Springer and Bichette definitely going to get bumped, so make sure you do get in on that while you can. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck on this slate, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.